If you are waking up 2, 3, or even 4 times every single night to use the bathroom, there is a very high chance you are blaming the wrong thing. Most seniors I see in my office assume it is just an aging prostate, a nervous bladder, or simply an unavoidable part of getting older after 60. But the uncomfortable truth is that for millions of active, healthy retirees, the real culprit isn't their age at all. It is a handful of innocent looking evening habits that are quietly signaling your kidneys to produce double the amount of urine the moment your head hits the pillow. You could be doing everything right for your health, staying active on the golf course, eating well, keeping up with your grandkids, and still be unknowingly destroying your sleep cycle every single night. I am Dr. Carl, a urologist with 16 years of clinical practice, helping men and women regain control of their bladders and finally sleep through the night. Today, we are going to walk through 4 specific nighttime habits that are secretly wrecking your bladder control and what you can do to fix them starting tonight. Pay very close attention to habit number 3, because almost every single patient who walks through my door believes it is actually helping them sleep, when in reality, it is sending their bladder into overdrive every 2 hours. Before we get into the first habit, I want to ask you a quick question. Drop a comment down below and tell me how many times you typically have to get out of bed to use the bathroom each night and what city you are watching from. I read every single comment, and hearing your stories directly shapes what I cover in these videos. The first habit that is quietly ruining your nights is drinking liquids within 3 hours of bedtime, especially hot herbal teas or that innocent glass of water on your nightstand. Now, I know what you are thinking. We are always told to stay hydrated, especially as we get older, and a warm cup of chamomile tea sounds like the healthiest nightcap possible. But here is what is actually happening inside your body. As we age, our bladder tissue naturally loses some of its stretch and flexibility. Think of a young bladder like a brand new latex balloon that easily expands to hold fluid without pushing back. As the years go on, that balloon becomes more like a thick leather pouch. It simply cannot hold as much volume at once. When you drink liquids late in the evening, your kidneys process that water right when your metabolism is slowing down for sleep. That fluid goes straight to your bladder, filling a smaller space much faster and forcing your nervous system to wake you up. Research published in the Journal of Urology shows that simply setting a strict fluid cutoff time 3 hours before bed leads to a noticeable reduction in nighttime bathroom trips for older adults. This week, try setting a firm cutoff time, say 7 o'clock if you go to bed at 10. You can take a tiny sip of water for any nighttime pills, but leave the big glasses for the morning. Naturally, if you have a medical condition where your doctor specifically ordered late-day fluids, check in with them before making drastic changes. But for most seniors, this single boundary is a total game changer. The second habit is ignoring daytime leg swelling and lying completely flat in bed without preparing your body first. If you spend your days walking around, playing pickleball, driving, or sitting down to read, gravity is pulling fluid down into your lower legs and ankles all day long. By 6 or 7 in the evening, your lower legs are acting like tiny sponges holding on to excess water. When you finally climb into bed and lie flat, gravity is no longer pulling that water down. Your circulatory system absorbs that pooled liquid back into your bloodstream. Your body realizes it has too much volume in the bloodstream, so your heart tells your kidneys to filter it out immediately. The result? Your kidneys churn out heavy amounts of urine all night long, even if you did not drink a single drop of water after dinner. Studies highlighted by the American Urological Association demonstrate that this fluid shift from the legs is one of the most common non-bladder causes of nighttime waking in adults over 60. To stop this from happening, make it a habit to elevate your legs above the level of your heart for 30 to 45 minutes in the late afternoon, around 4 or 5 o'clock. Sit back in your recliner with a couple of comfortable pillows under your calves while you watch the news or read. This allows that pooled fluid to return to your bloodstream and be flushed out during your normal evening bathroom trips before you go to sleep. If you have underlying circulation issues or heart conditions, always have a quick chat with your physician before changing your fluid management routines. Quick pause right here. If this is helping you connect the dots on why your nights have been so restless, take a quick second to tap that like button. It helps this video reach other active seniors who are tired of losing sleep. And tell me in the comments, do you ever notice your socks leaving deep indents on your ankles at the end of the day? That brings us to habit number 3, the one I teased earlier that catches almost everyone off guard: eating late-night snacks that contain hidden bladder irritants. Many people love a small treat before bed: a square of dark chocolate, a bowl of fruit, a cup of decaffeinated tea, or even a sugar-free snack sweetened with artificial ingredients. You think you are making a sensible choice, but your bladder lining views those ingredients very differently. The inner wall of your bladder is protected by a delicate layer of specialized cells. Acidic foods, cacao compounds in chocolate, and synthetic sweeteners act like direct chemical irritants to that lining. Imagine rubbing lemon juice on a tiny scratch on your finger. It doesn't cause permanent damage, but it stings and makes the muscle contract. When your bladder lining gets irritated by these compounds, the bladder muscle twitches and sends an urgent signal to your brain saying, "I am full. Get up right now," even if there are only a few drops of urine inside. Clinical reviews from the Mayo Clinic consistently point out that dietary triggers are a primary driver of sudden evening urgency and unneeded waking. This week, if you need a snack before bed, switch to plain, non-irritating options, like a small handful of raw almonds or a simple slice of whole wheat toast, and keep it at least 2 hours before sleep. Pay attention to how your body responds over a few days, and bring it up at your next annual physical if you notice certain foods consistently set off your bladder. The fourth habit is taking your routine daily medications right before you crawl into bed without checking their timing. Many seniors keep their pill organizers on the nightstand and take everything in one heavy handful right before turning off the lights. But certain common medications, especially blood pressure pills, mild diuretics, and even over-the-counter nighttime sleep aids, can drastically alter how your urinary system behaves overnight. A diuretic or water pill is specifically designed to clear excess fluid from your body. If taken too late in the evening, it peaks while you are trying to rest. On the flip side, certain sleep aids relax your bladder muscle so much that it doesn't empty fully when you do go, leaving residual urine behind that triggers another urge just an hour later. Research across urological literature indicates that simple medication timing conflicts account for up to 30% of preventable nighttime urination in retirees. Action-wise, bring your pill bottles to your local pharmacy counter or your next Medicare wellness visit and ask a simple question: is there any reason I cannot take these earlier in the day? Often, moving a dose from 9 at night to 4 in the afternoon makes a world of difference. Just remember, never stop or shift the timing of a prescription blood pressure or heart medication without explicit clearance from your prescribing doctor. To see how all of this comes together in real life, consider a patient of mine named Richard. Richard is a 69-year-old retired architect living down in Sarasota, Florida. He loves spending his mornings on the golf course and taking long road trips to visit his grandkids in Virginia. But he came into my office visibly exhausted. He was waking up 5 times a night, terrified of traveling, because he couldn't get a solid 2 hours of sleep anywhere. He assumed his prostate was completely failing him. When we walked through his evening routine, we discovered he was drinking green tea at 8 at night, taking his daily blood pressure medication right at bedtime, and sleeping with 3 thick pillows under his head while his legs stayed flat on the mattress, swollen from a full day on the golf course. We made 3 simple changes. We moved his liquid cutoff to 7 o'clock. He began elevating his legs on his recliner at 4 in the afternoon while reading the newspaper, and after a quick call with his doctor, he shifted his medication to lunchtime. Within 3 weeks, Richard went from waking up 5 times a night down to just once, getting his energy and his freedom back. If you want a concrete plan to start improving your nights starting this evening, here is your 5-step plan. First, set a firm cutoff for all liquids 3 hours before your head hits the pillow. Second, elevate your legs above your heart for 30 minutes in the late afternoon to drain accumulated lower body fluid early. Third, swap late-night chocolates, fruits, or diet treats for a simple, bladder-friendly snack if you get hungry. Fourth, call your pharmacist or review your pills to see if any evening medications can safely be shifted to earlier in the day. And fifth, Practice double voiding right before bed. Empty your bladder, brush your teeth, wash your face, and then try to empty your bladder one more time right before turning off the lights. Next time, we are going to look at the 3 innocent morning habits that are secretly causing sudden, unpredictable bladder leaks during the day, including a very common breakfast beverage that millions of active seniors drink every morning, believing it is totally harmless. I am Dr. Carl. Stay well, and I will see you there.